Bitcoin SV. So we've got to take a look at Bitcoin SV. First of all, look, obviously this is going to have some gains for obvious reasons. The name is attached to Bitcoin, but secondly, the leader of Bitcoin SV is quite an interesting story, so we'll take a look at that and what this can feasibly hit in terms of the next bull cycle. Before I get into that though, guys, if you're new to the channel, these are the first 26 coins that I did videos about on the channel. In the videos I was showing everyone that I was buying up all of these coins because I expected them to just ramp up in price very nicely. And you can see what the prices of all these coins were when I recorded and released my videos, as well as the highs that these coins hit less than a year and a half on. So if you'd bought all of these when I released the videos about them and then sat on these coins for basically a year and a half, $100 into each one, then selling, that would have been a $2,600 investment. Your profit after just a year and a half would have been over $123,000, which is pretty damn nice. Now, I sold all of these. Since I did, I've been buying up new cryptos, and I share these on my website. So my website's copymycrypto.com. So anytime I find a coin that I think can rocket up in price, what I'll do is I'll jump onto my site. I'll tell my members about the coin that I'm looking at, what kind of profits it can have, whether it's a 40x, or 50x, or 100x, as well as what percentage of my money I'm putting in. And they can literally copy along. This removes thousands of hours of work required to be successful in the crypto market. You don't have to sit and read white papers. Members don't have to learn about emerging technologies, learn about new trends, learn about chart formations and patterns. They can literally just copy along to everything I'm doing, make the exact same profits I do, but do no work whatsoever. If that sounds good to you, just go to copymycrypto.com now. There's a link in the description. On the site, what you'll see are the things I've said in the past and what ended up happening, as well as what the members have earned since being there. It's all public record, so you can verify it all. And if you do like what you see, guys, you should join. So let's talk about Bitcoin SV. So, first of all, look, in the previous bull cycle, because it's only been through one bull cycle, right? But in the previous bull cycle, it hit heights of $491. Now, this Bitcoin SV was a hard fork of Bitcoin Cash. So, what ended up happening, the goal of Bitcoin SV is to fulfill the original vision of the Bitcoin protocol, which was designed and described by Satoshi Nakamoto. Now, to this end, it's removed artificial block sizes. It has technical capabilities which have been historically disabled by the developers, by the protocol developers of Bitcoin SV, of Bitcoin. This allowed the network to process tens of thousands of transactions per second while maintaining very low transaction fees for micropayments. Now, the Bitcoin SV network is quite different from others around, purely because its speed is much better than Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash. Now, it's worth noting, so N-Chain developed, that's company, blockchain tech company N-Chain, developed the BSV node software and has regularly delivered protocol updates that restore the functionality of the original Bitcoin protocol. N-Chain now provides the Bitcoin SV infrastructure team, which continues to advance the node software. Now, N-Chain chief scientist Craig Wright is the man behind it. He has claimed to be Satoshi Nakamoto and has been a supporter of BSV since the split between Bitcoin Cash and BSV in 2018. And it's really worth noting who Craig Wright is. So he's an Australian computer scientist and businessman. He publicly has claimed to be the main part of the team that created Bitcoin, and he claims to be Satoshi Nakamoto. While these claims are regarded as false by much of the media and crypto community, he has been in Bitcoin for a while. He ended up filing lawsuits about Bitcoin. So in May of 2019, he started using English libel law to sue people who accused him of lying about being the inventor of Bitcoin and who called him a fraud. He also served legal notices to Vitalik Buterin, who had called Wright a fraud, Roger Ver, who's an early Bitcoin advocate, and Peter McCormack, who's a podcaster. He ended up dropping his lawsuit against Buterin by letting it expire. In the case of McCormack, the High Court judge was not asked to decide whether Wright is Satoshi, as by the time of the trial, McCormack was not defending his statements on the basis that they were true, but as the judge found Wright not to be a witness of truth, who had advanced a deliberately false case and put forward deliberately false evidence until days before trial, he awarded him only £1 in damages. He also filed a libel lawsuit in the UK against a Norwegian Bitcoin user, Marcus Granath, known on social media as Hodlonaut. Granath, who had stated that Wright is not Nakamoto, then filed a lawsuit against Wright in Norway in order to provide legal corroboration of his assertions. In October of 2022, the Norwegian court decided in Granath's favour. CZ on Binance has also claimed that Wright is a fraud. Yeah, I mean, it's all very, very odd. All very, very odd. And look, one thing that's certainly going to be true of Bitcoin SV is that a man such as Wright, who's in the media a hell of a lot, is going to draw people's attention to Bitcoin SV, which gets quite interesting, doesn't it? Because fundamentally, look, whatever attention Bitcoin SV gets is going to be a good thing. Like, even if it's negative attention, fundamentally it's more people paying attention to it, as long as it isn't negative attention because of a hack or an exploit. In theory, Bitcoin SV is going to get a lot of attention. You know, fundamentally, Craig Wright will be in the next bull cycle, he'll be in the media. There's just no question about it. He has been throughout the past bull cycles. You know, I know he's been in court and stuff like that, but there were lawsuits that he brought because he felt defamed. Projects fundamentally need attention. Like, that's always an important thing, whether or not you believe him or not to be Satoshi Nakamoto. What we do know from previous bull cycles and iterations of bull cycles is those projects that get the most attention in the mainstream media are the ones that end up doing quite significantly in terms of gains. You know, a very good example of that is the past bull cycle where SafeMoon started hitting mainstream media and just kept pumping and pumping and pumping. And look, Bitcoin SV is, in terms of a blockchain, look, it's fast as hell. It's much, much cheaper than ever using Bitcoin. The downside for me with regards to this is more to do with the fact that the ecosystem is just not particularly impressive. Like, when we actually take a look at the amount of projects that have got Bitcoin SV integrated, there isn't a lot. I mean, you know, they're showing all these on the left-hand side, but, you know, if we just take an example like Metaverse, let's see what the Metaverse-based projects are. So we've got Buzzmint, Lunique, Castleborn, Omniscape, Transmira. None of these are well known, well regarded. Bitcoin SV has been more used and integrated within payments, to be honest. Like, it's integrated with an e-commerce, as you can see here. You know, 10 integrations with an e-commerce. When it comes to stuff like payments, 17 integrations into payments. So you can see that, you know, there is a use case for Bitcoin SV without question. It's just what kind of gains can it have? Like fundamentally, even now sitting at a market cap of $51, it's got a market cap of basically $1 billion. So it's kind of a question of how high do you think this can go? Do you think this is going to be one of those coins that hits like the stratosphere? I'm personally not convinced. Like, I don't think this is going to be a coin that has tens of billions of dollars as a market cap. I think this probably can hit $250, which would still put it at a market cap of about $5 billion, which is pretty damn good. Especially when you factor in that really the ecosystem is kind of weak. It's not like it's being used in any project that's particularly significant. You know, you've got a bunch of AI stuff here that's not like no one's using these, you know. So we're not seeing like tons of usage from any of these. I think it's a solid payment option. I'm just not a big fan of payment options as a crypto for crypto projects. But one thing I will say with regards to Bitcoin SV, look, while I really don't think this should hit new highs, it's worth noting that, look, when you have someone that's leading a project in the media, they draw attention and they draw new investors. That's just a fact. Whether you, even for people that aren't fans of Craig Wright or for people that are fans of Craig Wright, it's kind of irrelevant. What you get is attention. And if he's in the mainstream media a hell of a lot, then what we're going to see with this project is a lot of people taking an interest. And he might just be enough, him by himself, even if the project doesn't develop, doesn't push forward, he alone might be enough to cause this to have a new high, because he'll be so prevalent in the media during the bull cycle. And that's kind of very important, you know, because that's how projects move forward. And if he is always there, and it's not lawsuit based, if it's actually just, I don't know, if he's a talking head on Fox News, if he's a talking head on Bloomberg about crypto in general, that honestly could be enough. That could really be enough for this to blast to $500, $600. But in terms of what the ecosystem is, in terms of its usage, in terms of its in terms of the integrations that they've got within the ecosystem, it's kind of weak. So it's not one where I look at it and I go, it should hit a new high because it's so deserving of it. I think it could hit a new high because of its leader. So I still think $250 is a fair target for this. I actually think $5 billion as a market cap is kind of overvalued. But again, if he's just there all the damn time within the markets, that's going to be in throughout that bull cycle, could just be in the catalyst that Bitcoin SV needs to run to a new high. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think Craig Wright is Satoshi Nakamoto? Do you think that he is the leader that you would want for a project? Just, you know, share your opinions. That's it. I'd like to hear them. And that's it from me, guys. Yeah. And if you just want to take the work out of your crypto investing, if you want to make the same profits I do, except do no work, that's what copymycrypto.com is. It's where I dive into the markets every day. I find coins that I think are 40x, 50x, 100x. And when I do, I share them with the members on copymycrypto.com. What it does for all the members is remove all the work for the crypto markets. They don't have to spend, you know, thousands of hours learning new technologies, learning about emerging markets, learning and reading white papers, learning, you know, about chart formations. They can literally just copy along, make the same profits I do, and do no work. Now, if you've never been onto copymycrypto.com, go do that now. See what the site's about. See what the members have said. Members have earned since being there. All of it's public records, so you can verify it all. If you like what you see, guys, then you should join. And that's it from me. Have a good day. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.